Okay, so let us get started. Okay, so as we are seeing right now on the charts, nothing much has changed in the market, rather than we are starting to see that gold prices has been dropping quite a lot since the opening sessions, and since then we haven't been able to see a lot of market movements. And definitely the trend is showing us the signs that the possibility that prices should be going down lower is really huge on the market right now, guys. So if you're asking me, yes, could be a very good time to do some shorts, because so far the signs are showing us a good possibility for market to short. And if you guys asking me what's the view, I'm expecting to see that gold prices will be further down weaker. As you guys could see that since the Asian sessions, we have already been seeing that gold prices has been trying to drop but hasn't been doing really well, but the chances for prices to drop is really huge for now. And so far, yes, prices has been dropping, and I'm seeing good chances that prices will be dropping more and will be testing the lows at 3,300 support area. As we have been watching so far, the likelihood for that to drop is really huge. And again, like I said, prices has been relatively slow after dropping quite much, and right now it's hovering between 3,300 to 3,315, and the chances for prices to drop is literally much huge, guys, on the market. So that's why I've been telling you guys to short the market, guys. All right, short the market. Nothing has changed. The view is to short, the higher the better, like the ones that we have been sharing earlier on the market, 3307 area. So if we are switching towards the 30-minute time frame charts, you guys could actually see it even much clearer on the market. That prices again has been dropping and dropping, and I'm seeing good chances that prices will continue to drop, so make sure to take your chances to do a short positions. I'm seeing good chances that prices could be testing the 3000 traded support and break down lower soon on the market, guys. Alright. Okay, so prices are likely to drop again. So breakdown, I'm expecting that prices could be dropping towards maximum, maybe towards 3280 for tonight, guys. Alright, so be aware, good chances that prices will be dropping towards that area if it continues to drop below that. So I'll be make sure to watch out and see how this plays out. Okay, prices continues to drop, guys, so pay attention. Okay, so prices continue to drop. Okay, so prices has already hit its lowest at 3296, guys. Make sure you guys have been taking some of your profits there, because it seems that prices is likely to test the support at the 3296 area again, guys. So we'll see how this continues, as prices seems likely to try to rebound. So make sure you guys have grabbed your profits, and we'll see how this goes on the market, guys. Okay. If prices continue to break down below the 3,300 area, we'll start to see that there will be some good movements in the market, especially on the downside if prices continues to stay below that prices, guys. Okay, so it seems that prices are likely to stay around these prices and couldn't move much for now. So we're likely to wait and try to see out how this works, because certainly right now prices will be testing the support at there. Prices is still pretty very clear, I would say, in terms of the trends. So prices are still dropping and going down lower, but again prices are testing the lows, testing to support, try to see whether prices could hold itself above it. But if it doesn't stay above it, there's a good chances that prices could continue to drop on the market, guys. So I would love to see how that kind of market reaction works, and if prices suddenly starts to drop again, there are good chances we can see that prices will start to drop on the market, guys. So I'll be paying attention on those movement, and if prices could drop below 3,300, there could be a very good chances that prices will start to drop again on the market, guys. Okay, so far we are likely to see that prices will be under this kind of pressure for now. So let us see how this moves. Personally, I think from this kind of market movement, we'll love to see that prices will be under pressure, and we're likely to test the support once again from what we have been seeing so far. So the likelihood for prices to drop will likely to continue, but again, I'll be probably seeing a rebound, maybe maximum back towards the 3,308 area before we could see that prices has chances to drop. It's still very much likely to happen first. So yes, definitely we'll try to see how this plays out. But again, I think it's going to take time, so I'll be expecting to see a rebound 3,300, and once prices breaks down lower than 3,300 on the market, there you guys, the chances for another short could reappear on the market. But again, I'll be waiting for more market confirmations, try to see out how this plays and get more confirmations on the going market. Alright, so that's the view on the short term, and later on we'll be continuing to try to see out how this plays. But again, if prices continue to drop, you guys know what to do. The possibility to do short is very much wide open. I'll be waiting for it. If not, we'll try to see out how these plays in the market, guys. Alright. Okay, so prices are still trying, nothing much change. We'll try to view the market later on with you guys. And again, if prices drops below 3,300, you guys know what my views are. I'll be expecting to see that prices will be continue to drop again. So put your stop losses about 3,305 around there. So if prices continues to drop, the likelihood to drop is really huge on the market, guys. Alright, I'll be paying close attention, try to see out how this plays. So let us see how this continues. Pressure is still there. Likelihood for prices to drop is still existing on the market, so we'll try to see how this plays. The tendency is likely to drop, guys, okay, because there's been some developments in the market, and if you guys do notice what has been happening on the market, okay, so I'm seeing that prices are still likely to drop in the market, and I hope you guys do pay attention on this potential, because prices are still under a huge pressure. Likelihood for prices to drop is still very much wide open on the market, so I hope you guys do pay attention towards this market, because with how prices has been reacting since the start of the market, we are really seeing good chances that this market will continue to drop, and likelihood for prices to drop is still very much existing, even though it's a little bit slower, but the move is moving in a very clear direction, so to say, guys. So I definitely hope that you guys don't miss out on any potential on this market, especially with how things has been moving for tonight. And right now we are watching 2 5-minute charts. You guys could actually see that market has continued to drop and drop on the market, and hasn't slowed down its movement, guys. Alright, so definitely it's still worth a shot. Potentially prices could continue to drop on the market, guys. So pay a close attention. Good chances we are likely to see that market will be continue dropping again on the market. And certainly if you guys wanted to make a profitable trade together with us, don't forget to click the link on my video profile or the video descriptions, and you guys could make trades together with us with a very clear defined trading plan. Alright, so I'll be continuing with what I usually do for the discussions as usual with you guys, where I'll be continuing with what I am seeing at the start of the week on the long-term market movement. So I think nothing much has changed, honestly speaking, from the view that the market movement is still relatively the same from last week. And what I could say for sure that nothing much has changed, because later on I'll be showing you guys what's been happening on the daily charts and to show you guys what actually happened on the market. Okay, so one of the very first things that I have been looking on the gold market on the long run is we are still stuck on this huge sideways range, guys. Alright, so I think that itself is still quite a pretty key moment in the market, guys, because as long as gold prices still starts between this huge range, guys, okay, so I don't know whether you guys could see it clearly, but I hope you guys could see it. So certainly one of the things that we have been watching closely is we have been seeing that gold prices has been relatively under a huge pressure and has been moving in this slow but certain movement that it will be going down lower on the market. And so far everything has still been very much in line that it's going to drop down lower on the market. So I think good possibility that prices will be dropping down lower on the market, and likelihood we should be able to see that prices will be dropping from here is still very much high and wide open, especially if things are still stuck between this sideways range, and that sideways range hasn't changed. If you guys couldn't see it, I'll outline it for you guys between this price. So as long as prices are still stuck between these ranges, I think it will be giving us a very hard time for us to actually see a potential price goes up or goes down. Right now we are likely to stay, and the room for the movement inside this sideways range is still a lot. So before we can actually start seeing a potential prices could go higher uptrend on the long run, go downtrend on the long run, it is going to take some time, guys. Especially you guys know that 9th of July is a big day, if you guys do know what it is. And certainly I think at the same time we'll be having several big news coming out from the central bank decisions, Australia, New Zealand, and I think that's it for this week. But I believe that the following week will be much more, so I think that should be a good thing. So I think this week we'll be focusing more on the central bank side on both Australia and New Zealand, and also the biggest news on the market, guys. Alright, so it is the deadline for tariffs that will be coming out on 9th of July, guys. Alright, so certainly this will be a big event, big news on the market, and a lot of people will be watching and looking carefully on how this will be rolling out until the next 2 days to go, guys. Alright, so certainly this will be the main event for this week, irrespective of the central bank decisions, guys. But a lot of people are watching carefully to see how these tariff decisions will be playing out on the market. But one thing is for sure, guys, that we have been able to look out. The market has been moving relatively quite sure, and one of the ways we can actually see that, it seems that the trade deals are going into what I would say an acceptance phase, where we are seeing that gold prices has weakened alongside the news, and it seems that all along the way that tensions isn't really much more there, and the biggest issue is coming out from tariff. So it seems that things are starting to calm down on the market, and I believe that is a pretty good sign on the market with that happening. So I believe that is a very positive sign. We are likely to see how this continues on the market, and again, like I've told you guys, good chances that prices could start to drop on the gold. Maybe tonight we'll be seeing that prices will be breaking down below 3,300 and stays below it. There's a possibility for that to happen, guys. Alright, so that's the view on the long run. So it's going to take some time before we can actually see, okay, prices could go higher on the uptrend, or prices could start to drop lower. It's all going to take time before we can say for sure that prices could start moving the trend. And this is daily chart, guys, so it's going to take time for us to actually see a reaction happening on the market. So I think maybe a few weeks before we can actually start to see how this plays out and give us a much clearer trend on the market, guys. Alright, hope that helps to give you guys a little bit of an overview what I'm actually looking at the gold market long term. I'm a little bit neutral for now until the trend shows us something. Okay, alright, I'll be back on the short-term charts as usual with you guys. See if there's any changes. So far I think our positions are very much likely to hit our stop losses for this short. So overall we are still on a break even for both of the trades, but again the trend hasn't changed, guys, because one of the things that it's still very clear to me is we are still seeing that prices are likely to stay under pressure. The trend has been moving lower since last week, and if I'm drawing another new trend line for tonight, it seems that nothing much has changed, guys, because the movement is still likely to show pressure and downward movement, guys. Alright, so this is the movement since today. So we are likely to see that prices maybe maximum return 3308 before prices continue to go down lower. And this is just for today, guys, but the overall trend has been showing that price has been under pressure, and it seems that we'll be seeing more market reactions happening throughout the market, guys. Alright, so I would love to see how that goes on. Potentially for that to happen is still very much wide open, guys. Okay, so you guys get a little bit of an overview on what I'm looking at gold, and I hope you guys get a little bit of insights what you guys could be expecting on the market. So if you guys are enjoying your time here and you got a little bit of insights what you guys could do on the short term, what you guys could do on the long term, make sure you guys don't forget to follow us so you guys could get updates on real time based on my analysis. And also, if you guys are interested to be profitable together with us, you guys know where you guys could head. You guys could click the link on my video descriptions or on my profile, click the link and chat me, say that you guys wanted to be profitable together with us. Alright, so you guys could get access on trading plans, and it's a premium trading plan, so you guys could get it much better from us. Right? So far, again, the market has been rebounding for us, but the likelihood still remains there. Pressure still shows that the downtrend is still existing for today. And since last week, it has been showing the same thing starting from the Thursday market after hitting the peak at 3,350. So everything still seems very much in line. So let us switch our view towards the silver market, guys, because we haven't been able to take a look at the silver market, and I think it's a good time. Alright, so what happened since last week? So again, I think the view on the silver market has been relatively stable. It has been moving on the upper range of the ranging area. So if you guys are watching carefully, that the silver market has been moving on a huge range, and last night on Thursday, prices managed to break out of it and stays above it before today market sessions on the Asian side, where prices has been under a huge pressure after hitting the highs at $37.20. Prices has been dropping lower, and just a note, guys, $37.20 is similar with the high that we are seeing on the silver market during the third week of June. So I think that really shows that silver prices has been moving on a stronger momentum compared to gold, and during that third week of June, it's actually the high of silver for 14 years. So I think that's a pretty good sign to actually see how things are going on the silver market, guys. And since the Asian session started, we started to see that prices has been just dropping before consolidating over the past 3 to 4 hours, guys. So after that consolidations, prices has immediately dropped right at the live streaming sessions where we started, but we managed to focus more on the gold and still managed to make some good profits there. And right now prices are back towards this ranging area between the $35.70, $36.60, and it will likely to remain under that strong pressure as what we have been seeing happening on the gold market tonight. And I'll be expecting to see that momentum continuing on the market today as well. So this is the momentum that we are seeing, and the likelihood for that to happen still very much wide open, similar with what we are seeing on gold. Prices are still under pressure. Today the trend has still been going down lower, and the likelihood for that is still happening on the market, guys. So definitely don't miss out on those possibilities, because we are still seeing that silver prices is still under pressure for tonight. That is certainly things that is very evident for tonight's trade. And if you guys have been following the news, there's been some updates, and certainly it's also coming out from the market where we started to see that actually today that the US dollar index has been strengthening, and I think that is one of a pretty good sign that really shows that the selling pressure there is evident, and that really pushes up the US dollar index and also gives a lot of pressure on the gold and silver movement. And that's why we are seeing that both of the markets are still under huge pressure for tonight. And through that market movement, I think we are likely to see that continuing on the market, certainly. And with that, I'll be expecting to see that maybe at the closing prices for tonight, for silver, maybe it could be hitting $35.90, $35.70. But again, the momentum on the long run for silver still remains intact, guys, that prices are still continuing its uptrend and will likely to stay above $35, $36, and that should really give a very good foundation for the silver market movement to continue its uptrend, and we are likely to see that prices has the chances to hit the potential long-term target at $40, guys. Alright, so that still remains on our plan to see how the long-term market movement works on the silver as prices continues to break 14-year highs, guys. Alright, so I'll be expecting better market movements on the long run in silver compared to gold, but again, we'll be updating you guys if there's any changes happening on the market, and to give you guys a better clue on how things are moving as well. Okay. But again, focusing for just today, it seems that pressure will still be there, prices will likely to drop, so I'll be focusing on the downside for both gold and silver for tonight, and it's likely to remain to do so, guys, on the market, because so far the market reactions that we have been watching is still showing the signs of weaknesses rather than strength, and the likelihood for prices to drop is still very much wide open. So again, I'll be watching closely, see if there's any market potential for us to actually re-enter the trades and try to see how prices will be dropping again next in the market, guys. Alright. Okay, guys, so right now prices is very much closer to our entry point early on, and there are good chances that prices could drop again from here. But again, I'll be trying to wait out, try to see out how this plays. I think it's a little bit early. We'll be seeing that prices will be ranging around those areas before prices continue to drop. So I'll try to see out how this plays, and if there's anything good, I think in terms of risk wise, still certainly possess a very good entry point for now, guys. Alright, so yes, I'll be watching closely, try to see out how this plays. Okay, let me switch to the 5-minute charts so that we can actually see much clearer on the market. So right now it's still ranging, guys. Again, I'll be waiting for better volumes, higher trading volumes on the candlestick to really shows that the selling pressure is really high. Otherwise, I'm afraid we'll be seeing ranging market movement first before we can actually start seeing that prices will be dropping further down with greater volumes and confirmations, guys. Alright. Okay, so selling pressure is still a little bit low, but the trend is still showing signs that it will be continuing to drop. So again, we'll try to see out if prices continue to drop. I think this could be a very well timed position to enter the trade on the market, guys. Okay, so I think this could still possess a very good chance to re-enter trades to do shorts at 3303, guys. So pay attention, guys. I see that if prices continue to drop below 3303, good chances we can see that prices will continue to drop from here. So I'll be paying close attention, guys, for now on the gold market, and I'll be discussing with you guys what's happening on the US dollar index with you guys after seeing how this gold market reactions will be working soon. Okay, so it seems we are not really seeing much yet in terms of the market movement. And again, we'll try to see how this goes. Okay, so prices has continued to drop, guys, on the market, and with this kind of market movement, it seems that prices will continue to drop on the market, guys. Okay. It's already been below 3303. Okay, so prices are continuing to drop, so this is a really good sign of the market, and we are likely to see that prices will be testing again the lows at 3,300 for tonight. So definitely I'll try to see out how this plays. And if prices continue to drop, I think this is a good chance for us to see that prices could be dropping even much faster, guys. Alright. Okay, it seems that prices are still continue to drop, and again prices are still weakened, and it seems that prices is likely to drop and continue to go down lower. So we'll try to see out how this plays, and it seems that prices are still moving down lower, and we'll be testing the lows at 3,300. So I'll be watching closely, try to see out how this plays. Ultimately, I think prices will continue to drop again, so I'll see how this goes with you guys later on. So let me get into what has been happening on the US dollar index with you guys for tonight. Alright, so I think if we are watching through the daily charts, we can actually see it very clear that tonight, since the Asian sessions until now, we are still seeing that prices on the US dollar index keeps going higher. And I think one of the main reasons we are still seeing this continuing on the market is very clear, because there's still a lot of uncertainties, and it's likely to help to push up prices. And from there, I am seeing good chances that prices will be continuing to go testing the resistance at $97.20 area. And if prices continues to drop, I think there are good chances we can see that prices will be under pressure for the gold and silver market, and we'll be seeing that prices will be hitting the resistance at $97.20, guys. So I would love to see how that goes. And again, I am seeing good chances that prices will be dropping, guys, on the market, guys. Alright, so I am seeing good chances for that to happen and continuing to do so. And with how things has been going, it's likely to test the resistance very much soon on the US dollar index. But again, if we are switching our view towards hourly chart, we can see it very clear that market has again test the resistance right around here, and we are also seeing that the prices also start to slow down the US dollar index. So we'll try to see how this prices plays out, and if certainly prices starts to slow down, we could actually start seeing that the gold will start to rebound near the support area at 3,300. There could be a huge possibility for that to happen, and it could be continuing on the market, and I would love to see how that goes on. But again, if prices are able to stay above that, I think it could be seeing the pressure ongoing, while we are seeing that US dollar index will slightly remain under a little bit of a pressure. Could be the scenario we are seeing on the US dollar index. Meanwhile, gold will still be relatively under pressure too. So I would love to see how that goes, and if prices continues to drop, I think there are good chances for us to see that prices will likely be under pressure for gold as the ones that we are seeing. Meanwhile, the US dollar index will relatively remain under the $96.90 towards $97 area. So we'll see how that goes. I think that could be going on the market, and I'll be paying close attention on how this changes for this. Alright, so as you guys have been watching, gold has still been under pressure. We'll see how this continues, but let us move on to the currency strength charts to see what has actually been happening on the market, guys. So one of the things that we are seeing on the market is we are still seeing that the currency trend charts has been showing us one thing for today, guys, and that one thing is we are still seeing that the US dollar index has still been going quite strong. So compared to the rest of the currency for tonight, we are still seeing that gold prices are still going higher and higher, and I think through that alone we are still seeing that the chances for prices to continue to go stronger for the US dollar index is likely to slow down, guys, because if you guys are watching carefully, prices on other currencies started to regain some strength. For instance, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, pound sterling, and it seems that with how things has been ongoing, it's likely to test the support for most of the other currency. Meanwhile, US dollar index will start to slow down, and the clearest momentum that we are watching as of now is we have been seeing that prices on the US dollar index starts to weaken and pound sterling starts to go higher, and I think that could be a case. So we'll see how that goes, and if pound sterling continues to go stronger, I think there are a good chance that prices will start to go higher for the pound sterling against the US dollar index, and we'll see how that goes. Good chances that if that happens, we can be seeing that pound sterling could be going stronger for tonight against the US dollar index, and the US dollar index has started to slow down as well. Okay, so based on that alone, with the US dollar index starts to slow down, I think there could be some chances happening, guys. So we are still seeing that the chances for the US dollar index to be slowing down is still very much wide open. I'll be watching closely and I'll be showing you guys a little bit of tips on what are the other currency momentum that you guys could use and make some good trades out of the market for tonight, guys. Alright, so let us see. And definitely one of the things that we are watching closely is trying to see out how these plays in the market. So if you're watching carefully, GBP against USD, yes, right? So GBP USD, so GBP USD has been going stronger after hitting the support. I think this is a good chance to make some like short-term trades if you guys are watching carefully, as prices are ranging between this 1.35 and 1.36, and buy near the lows and sell near the highs could still be moving really well in the market. And I think this could still be going really well in the market, so I'll be watching carefully and see how this plays. And short-term momentum for prices to buy near the support is still very much existent on the market, guys. Alright. Okay, and other than that, we'll try to see what are the other momentum so far. Nothing much else. Nothing much for now, so I think most of the other currency momentum is still a little bit slow for two. I would say then the GBP USD could still be one of your great choices for now, guys. Alright, but other than that, most of the other currency is still a little bit slow. Yeah, so I think for now the currency momentum is still here. And again, gold prices are still under pressure as long as the US dollar index still remains relatively the same, guys. So far, gold prices are still relatively the same, hasn't changed much on the market. So we'll see how this goes on. But again, like I said, chances for prices to drop is still very much existent. We'll be watching closely on see how that goes. And if prices continue to drop, we'll be updating you guys anything that changes. Okay, so prices just now did drop pretty quick in a very short period of time and below 3,300, and after that prices has been rebounding again. So it's going to take time, and seems like 3,300 will be a very strong support for the gold market movement, guys. Alright. So far the gold market movement has been relatively stable, nothing much, guys. So again, it seems that we'll be stuck on these ranges 3,300 towards 3,308. So I think it's going to take time before we actually start seeing that prices will be breaking down lower, and gotta be patient, guys, on the market. So we'll try to see out how this plays, and ultimately with how things are going, it's going to be a pretty slow time, guys. Okay. Okay, so nothing much has changed, and again prices are still ranging, so let us try to check out what has been happening on one of the markets left. Yes, on the commodity side, other than gold and silver, we haven't been looking at how things are changing on the oil market for today. So let us see how things are going there, and let us see if there's any interesting opportunities here existing on the market. Alright, so far we are seeing that the gold market has been actually moving on a sideways range and hasn't been actually moving much, guys, on the market. And one of the clearest things that we are seeing on the market is we are starting to see that prices has been ranging between $65.80 towards the $68.50. And again, after dropping earlier on the Monday market sessions, and entering the London sessions, prices starts to rebound pretty quick and return towards above $67, showing that prices are still trying to maintain its price above the $67 support area, and really builds a very strong support between $65 towards $66, and we are likely to see that prices will try to maintain its price above $68, especially after last 3 weeks price drop happening from the oil market dropping really much. It seems that right now it's building up a track for the oil prices to go higher on the market, guys. So if that really happens in the market, I think this is a really good news. We are going to see that chances that oil prices could sustain its price of $68 and there's good chances that prices could go higher from here on the market, guys. Okay. And good chances that on the short term we'll be trying to see how prices will be stopped range and actually start to show us something much better, whether prices could break out or whether the all prices will start to break down. In either way, I'm not really seeing one of that happening yet. So I'll be waiting to try to see how this plays out, because once prices starts to go higher, and when that happens, I think we can start to see how prices will go higher from here, because before that I'll be expecting prices will be ranging and not really showing us a lot of clear trends, because if we are seeing how market has been moving here, so far the trend will be very much short-lived and nothing much, guys. So far, we are not really seeing those chances yet, guys. Okay, so we'll try to see how this plays. And again, ultimately, prices has been ranging, not showing a lot of signs. And again, it seems like with the current movement that we are seeing here on this all market, it's likely to range, guys. So I'll be expecting that prices will be dropping again, will be ranging as far as we are seeing on the market. Alright, So nothing much for today's Monday market movement, and it's going to take some time before we actually see something happening on the market, guys. Because so far, from what we are seeing so far, nothing much has happened, guys. Alright, so let me give you guys a little bit of a conclusions that what we have been seeing happening in the market. So first of all, we are seeing that gold, yes, it's under pressure, but so far the momentum is just been ranging and not really be dropping much for now. So I'll be trying to see out how this plays, and it's also the same thing happening on the silver market, where prices has just been ranging, nothing doing much. All market also the same thing, guys. And I think from the currency market itself could be pretty obvious. A lot of the momentum is still showing that the US dollar index is still holding the track, and we are still seeing the strength is still coming back from there. And the only trades that could be working well is the GBP USD, but again, the momentum is pretty short-lived after the rebound. Not much of a change, guys. Alright, so we'll try to see how this will be going on. And again, July 9 will be a big day. I'll be expecting big volatility during those days on the market. Okay, guys, so hope to see you guys tomorrow. If you guys are enjoying the live streaming sessions, I know that the market hasn't been moving a lot. You guys could see that market has just been ranging, not really showing a lot of trends. But if you guys are interested to get more market movements and more market updates from me, you guys are welcome to click the link on my profile, the video descriptions. Click the link and chat me that you guys want get access on my VIP live sessions, because I'll be sharing more insights with you guys on there. Okay, so see you guys there, if not tomorrow. Bye.